So, coming from Engadget, nothing speeds up private innovation like public bureaucracy. OpenAI will initially only release ChatGPT 5.6 to the government approved customers, so much for voluntary review. So, apparently, now in 2026, artificial intelligence has become so dangerous, only the proper people will be allowed to use this technology. And this, my friends, is yet another stop in the road trip of a disaster we've been going down, basically with American policy towards artificial intelligence for a while now. This is the type of thing that I've been warning about, that I've been screaming about. And then people just think that's just an old man in his basement screaming at clouds. And it's like, yes, yes, but I'm screaming at clouds for a reason. So I think this is kind of interesting to be thinking about with the whole US versus China AI war and the whole idea that the United States has to win the AI war. But the problem is that we're kneecapping ourselves, right? If you are a CIO, a CTO in Argentina, and you want to buy the Chinese AI tech stack, what you do is swipe a credit card. If you're a CIO CTO in Argentina and you want to buy the American tech stack, well, you got to do a little dance. You got to grovel a little bit. You got to hand over your social media accounts, right? You have to put a deposit down for hardware that you may or may not actually receive. And if you do receive the hardware, when it comes time to scale up or to, migrate your systems or whatever else, you might not be able to buy the exact same products that you were able to buy a month ago. And this is where I argue this is just really, really, really bad policy, right? With Sam Altman. Sam Altman literally is trying to make the argument that artificial intelligence, that intelligence services should be like a utility, like your water, like your electricity, like your sewage, that type of thing. And that basically artificial intelligence services should be at the core of your systems. But what we saw, 2 weeks ago now with Anthropic, with Mythos 5 and Fable 5, this was released to the world. People actually started using it. And then, oh no, the Trump administration got scared of their own gosh darn shadow. And within 90 minutes, Anthropic had to pull access for people that were using those particular models. Basically, they were told by the US government any non American citizen was not able to use that particular product. So they couldn't even set up like geo blocking firewalls. It wasn't even simply like only people that are in the United States can use this model. So since it's basically software as a service, infrastructure as a service, they could have set up geo blocking firewalls. Nobody from outside the United States theoretically could access the servers. But no, the government came in and said, non-American citizens are not allowed to use the model. And here's the thing, dude, in a software as a service world, how the hell are you supposed to know the citizenship of each and every user? Literally, Anthropic AI engineers that help build the models living in the United States, but they simply are not US citizens. They were blocked from using the models they helped build. That is how absurd our AI policy is, right? And so now what we're seeing is basically our administration is getting so scared because they believe the lie. They believe the fraud. They think this crap is more dangerous than nuclear weapons. Right. And the weird part for me, as I keep arguing, if AI is more dangerous than nuclear weapons, my question is why do our nuclear weapons have public APIs? Why can AI launch nuclear weapons? Maybe we should close the public APIs to our nuclear weapons. Maybe that would be the bigger issue here. But no, right? We have really old people. We have old, not particularly knowledgeable human beings that are scared of their own shadows, and now they're trying to protect the world or whatever else. And so this is what I find very interesting. So Anthropic, right? They had their models come out. They immediately essentially got banned, again, from a practical standpoint from the government, got banned for everybody to use. And now with OpenAI wants to come out with their new model. And Only government-approved users, at least initially, are going to be able to access it. And what I want you to think about, right? If you're here in the United States, right? If you're a blue hair, you're going to have your opinion. If you're a red hat, you're going to have your opinion, right? There's people in the United States, and they'll be all arguing, right? Whatever. That is what it is. What I want you to be thinking about. If you're an executive in South Africa, if you're an executive in Spain, if you're an executive in Thailand, and you see this again and again and again and again, do you have the risk tolerance to deal with our abjectly absurd AI policies? Right? I'm going to do a video. I'm going to do a video after this particular video where Z.AI. Anyways, there's one of these models, one of these companies out of China, and they're running neck and neck with frontier models right now. But the interesting thing is, not only are they running neck and neck with frontier models right now, but the surprising thing was everybody thought they were 3 or 4 months behind. And that's what you got to think. That's what you got to think about as a technology decision maker. If you're not in the United States, you're like, okay, well, I can use these quote unquote subpar models and systems that are 4 months behind, but I know they're just gonna keep working. Right? I lose 4 months of development, but I gain knowing that when I go to use my systems will actually work. Or I can use these cutting edge frontier models, and who the hell knows what's going to happen tomorrow. And this is why our policies are just a disaster. You may not be able to use the new ChatGPT 5.6 as soon as it's finished. According to a report in the information, OpenAI plans to stagger the release of its new AI model, and the first users will only be parties that are approved by the federal government. Another thing to be thinking about when we talk about approved by the federal government, we mean approved by Trump, right? And when you look at this, he's not going to be sifting through a bunch of paperwork. He's not going to be sifting through a bunch of gamers nexus charts on which companies are most vital to our industry. The thing that he's going to be worried about is who has slobbered on his ring the most. So basically, the technology companies and the CEOs that really put a nice gob of spit on his ring are going to get access to this model. And, people that just want to do their damn jobs. The people that actually want to make this country better, yeah, they're gonna go to the back of the line or be kicked out of the line, right? Because they haven't paid him enough compliments or whatever else. And as I've said, this is where this just manifest disaster just gets even worse, right? Let's see here. The publication sources said that according to a staff memo from CEO Sam Altman, federal leaders will be, quote, approving access customer by customer during this preview period. So literally customer by customer, hopefully followed by a couple of weeks later by a more general release of the 5.6 model. Hopefully, maybe. Maybe. Quote, we've made clear to the US government that this is not our preferred long-term model. No crap, it's not your preferred model. And we'll work with them and others in industry to achieve a more sustainable approach for future releases, Altman reportedly told employees in the memo. Several agencies appear to be involved in directing the change in course from OpenAI. The information cited interactions with the Office of National Cyber Director and the Office of Science and Technology Policy, as well as involvement from the Department of Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick. And nothing makes you feel more comfortable about economic policies of the United States than hearing Howard Lutnick's name. That guy. Oh Lord. When you hear Howard Lutnick in 2026, it's kind of like when you used to hear about SoftBank in 2016. You're like, oh, I was feeling pretty comfortable about this. Until you brought up SoftBank and their Vision Fund. Remember the Vision Fund? Yeah, that worked out well. Anyways, yeah, okay. So it's good to see. So, Our AI policy is in the safe hands of Howard Lutnick. Oh lordy, how will this go? And so this is just the continue progression we're going down on this absolutely absurd path of our American government is essentially they're trying to backdoor nationalize artificial intelligence. The problem is without a plan. Right? Here's the thing about what China is doing, right? They have these things called 5-year plans. They come up with a plan, right? They plan the work and they work the plan. Now, here's the thing. Everybody thinks I'm a Sinophile right now, and that's just not the case. I just don't want to see my empire fall apart. But anyways, here's the thing. You can look at a plan, and you may agree with the plan or you may disagree with the plan, but you kind of get an understanding of what's going on with the plan. And if you look at what China is doing, right? They have real industrial policy, right? When we talk about this with the Huawei accelerators, it is what it is. It's one company making accelerators, good for them. What's really interesting is when you look at the supply chains that they're developing, when they're making these industrial centers where all of these technology companies are clustered together, not only so they can work well together, but simply logistically, it's a hell of a lot easier to move parts from point A to point B when point A is on that side of the street and point B is on the other side of the street, right? Right, it just makes life a lot easier. And see, when you look at what China is doing with their plans, like you may disagree with the plan, you may have some concerns with their plans, right? Off of Shanghai, 6 miles off of Shanghai, they put a data center on the ocean floor. Like I question that. I question that. I think there are some issues with the plan, but you understand where they're going. The weird part with the United States doing this whole AI nationalization is we're doing it without a plan, right? As I've talked about before, if Anthropic's Mythos 5 model and Fable 5 model really are that dangerous, what we really need is a set of policies and regulations about what the boundaries of what AI should be able to do. We need to create rules and laws about know your customer for artificial intelligence systems, right? There's all of these policies and regulations that should be put into place. There's all these laws that need to be created, and there needs to be auditing from agencies and that type of deal. To be clear, if this artificial intelligence really is more dangerous than 5 nuclear weapons or whatever else. But here's the thing. We're not getting any of that. Right? We're getting a missive from the federal government telling Anthropic no non American is allowed to use this particular technology, and done. Problem solved. That's how Trump solves problems. He hits things. He hits things. Oh, lordy, right? And that's where we wind up with this weird. So where do we go? I think about this with Anthropic. What does Anthropic do right now? Right? Their premier models are currently being blocked. So if your premier models are being blocked, what does that mean about the next version of models? And the question really becomes with that is what in particular is wrong with these models, right? Is this the type of thing where they were able to be trained on information that should have been proprietary? I've talked about this before with white papers. IBM puts out white paper. I mean, Microsoft, all these technology companies put out so many white papers. Was there a particular trove of information that Anthropic was able to train off of? And because it has this certain knowledge base, that's one of the reasons it was able to become dangerous. I think about this, with squid bleed. So you probably haven't seen this video yet, but I did a video on something called squid bleed. There was actually a vulnerability in this something called the squid proxy server. Great proxy server. Anyways, the vulnerability had been there for 29 years, right? The vulnerability had been added to Squid in order to deal with NetWare file sharing issues. Like that's how long ago this vulnerability had been put into Squid. And it just stayed there, right? And so with Mythos, this one person was able to find that particular vulnerability. And so as I've talked about before with our stack, and we talk about legacy, you build on the last generation of crap. Something to think about. Like, did Anthropic get access to white papers discussing how technology was built in the 1970s? And maybe we don't quite realize how much of the crap from the 1970s is still in our 2026 technology. Ergo, it's able to do lines of attack or vectors of attack that we just simply just never fucking thought about, right? Who's gone back to read the white papers from 1977 and verify how some stuff works, right? Like we're not hearing that. Okay, so in the future, when Anthropic is training these models, we have to make sure that it doesn't train on particular data sets. Or did it do, was it RSI, a recursive self-improvement? So basically where it tries something, it gets back the result, it then essentially trains itself. So as I've talked about before, did some engineer at Anthropic, right, basically point mythos, at a Cisco switch, in order to try to hack it or whatever else, got busy doing something, and basically 2 months later found out that this AI had been hammering the hell out of Cisco equipment for the past 2 months and found some interesting results, right? You give an AI a whole bunch of resources apparently and tell it attack, and it might get you something that you're not expecting, right? Right. So recursive self-improvement. Did it literally, quote unquote, improve itself to such a degree that it's causing issues? These are the types of complaints, or these are the types of issues. You could go back to Anthropic and say, look, this is why your system is quote unquote dangerous. Ergo, in simply building the system out, this is how you can move forward, right? Focus on making this part of your system better and stop focusing on the other part. The issue that we run into, that we don't get that out of the Trump administration, right? We get punching out of the Trump administration. If you punch him, he'll punch you twice as hard. If he thinks you punched him, he'll punch you twice as hard. If he's a little hungry and is noshy, he'll punch you twice as hard or whatever else. And that's the problem that we're running into right now. So again, think about this. If you're a CTO in Argentina, let's say you're willing to make the bet on OpenAI. Because remember, when you're actually deploying technology into your infrastructure, you're going to pick one option, right? You're going to pick Anthropic, or you're going to pick OpenAI, right? You normally don't want a whole bunch of products, basically more or less doing the exact same thing. That becomes a bit of a disaster. So think about this. Let's say you're willing to sign a multi-million-dollar contract with OpenAI. You're like, look, I like where OpenAI is going. OpenAI is doing this whole thing with the entire tech stack. They're going to start creating their own processors and all that kind of thing. So you're like, look, I like Sam. I believe in Sam Altman. I believe in Sam Altman. I believe in the path OpenAI is going down. So we're going to bet on this. And then all of a sudden you find out that now the government is going to pick company by company who is able to access the latest model to come out. And that's what they're doing now in June 2026. And as things go, if this is what they're doing now in June 2026, what do you think they're going to be doing in July and August and September and October and November? What do you think this disaster is going to look like in December? Are you willing to put OpenAI at the core of your infrastructure? Are you willing to make OpenAI a legacy in your systems when at any time US government policy on this particular company, on this particular product, can flip on a dime? And you won't even see it coming because there's no real plan behind it. So, anyways, I'm not a Sinophile. I would just prefer if the politicians of my government stop burning our civilization to the ground. That would be ever so lovely. So, anywho, what do you think about this? What do you think about OpenAI's ChatGPT 5.6 when it initially gets rolled out? It is going to have to be approved by the government. Customer by customer will be allowed to use it. When you think about this in the whole macro environment with everything Trump has already done, right? This isn't like, if you just look at that one thing, right? You can, if you squint at it the right way, you're like, oh, okay. But think about this in the context of everything else Trump has been doing. How do you feel about that? Put your thoughts down in the comment section. If you like these videos, do remember they're on Spotify and on Apple Podcast. Link is down below. Also, if you want to follow me on LinkedIn, there's a link down there too. With that, see y'all later.